You would figure opposites attract. Instead, we'll probably see administrators kicking kids out for violating safe spaces. Are today's college kids so polarized they can't have a conversation with people who think slightly differently than they do? All right, the party panel is back. Sean Duffy, Marie Harf, and Spike Cohen. Sean, you have college-age children. What do you make of this poll that they shun Trump supporters?
First, that was a brilliant monologue, Kennedy, and you were spot on. So the bottom line is the left is intolerant. They've been taught that Trump voters are Republicans, they're racist, they're sexist, they're misogynists, and therefore I can't associate with them. I mean, how boring is that? I thought when you go to college, you're supposed to explore different ideas, be challenged, learn how to defend yourself or change your opinion. The problem is these ideas are so flimsy, so weak, and have never worked that they can't room with a Trump supporter because they can't defend their ideas. And not only that, you mentioned this, in the dating world, you won't date a Trump supporter? Really? A good-looking, hot, smart Trump supporter you won't date is absolutely idiotic. So the bottom line, though, is what kind of future does this build for America when this is being taught in our schools? When you go to the workforce, you have to deal with people who are nice, who are mean, who are short, who are tall, who are Republican, who are Democrat. You have to navigate that in the workplace. And we're not teaching our kids to be tolerant and to navigate their futures because they're so rigid in their political ideology. And it's a shame that our colleges are doing this to our kids because they have their heads up. The Marxist, whatever you said it was spot on.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Now, Marie, you are from the great state of Ohio. And as goes Ohio, so goes the country. Surely, when you were at The Ohio State University, you would have commingled with Republicans, even though you were leaning left.
Well, I didn't actually go to Ohio State, which is a fun fact about me. I went to Indiana, but I'm still a Buckeye.
I thought you did because you love the Buckeyes so much.
I just grew up there. But look, as someone who is a Democrat and is often on television with people who are not, I am routinely called horrific things on social media. I've been called un-American. I've been told that Democrats hate God. So if we want to talk about tolerance here, the right wing today, and many of President Trump's supporters, not all, but many, are not particularly tolerant of other opinions either. So I agree completely that college should be a place where you meet people from different backgrounds and you test your ideas and you figure out who you are. But if we're talking about intolerance here, just from my experience, the things I have been called as someone who is a Democrat, who often is on television with people or, talking in other places with people who aren't, the things I'm called online from people who claim to be Trump supporters, Kennedy, I wouldn't want to room with those people either. That's super nasty and intolerant.
Guess
so
what,
I agree
Ray?
in principle,
Guess
but
what? You're not even on Twitter, number one.
Broken,
number two, try being a libertarian. Try being a libertarian, because as a libertarian, I get it from Trump supporters. Some guy said I had the mind of a stripper and called me a dirty old whore today, which I took as a compliment, Dad. And, I have lefties who tell me that I'm a fascist simply because I work at Fox. So, you know what? I just want to party with libertarians at this point, Spike.
Yeah, no, that's a good strategy moving forward. We should all do that. I, too, have also been called a dirty old whore, and I'm frankly sick of it. I think a big part of what we've been talking about here is the effect of social media. Part of that poll, they asked the students where they get the majority of their news, and it's something like 70% said browsing social media. Now, if you think the average student has never, it's true, they may have been alive before social media, but they probably don't remember it. And so they've always lived in a reality where the majority of their interactions, if they don't like them, they can just block that person and they sort of disappear from their life. And I think that's a big part of what drives cancel culture. I think that's a big part of what drove these poll results is people who have just decided, have learned that if they don't like someone's opinion or don't like what they say or think, they can just say, you're a bad person, and then block them from their life and never have anything to do with them. And that certainly doesn't build character. It doesn't build maturity. No. But I think that that's what we're looking at. Another interesting part of that poll results is that the thing that those Democrat-leaning students were most intolerant of was Joe Biden. 73% of them said that they did not want to vote for Joe Biden. Yeah. They did not want him to run again. So it seems like they're just across the board intolerant of everything. But yes, as a libertarian, if you aren't being called a Nazi and a communist on the same day, day, then you haven't done it right.
No, you're doing something wrong. Absolutely right. A Nazi, communist, dirty old whore, Spike Cohen for the win. Meanwhile,